Imagine this. The snow is falling harder than you've ever seen before. The roads are buried in white. The power goes out, and suddenly the world outside your window feels completely cut off. No stores, no heat, no way to leave. For younger people, it's frustrating. But for seniors, this situation can quickly become dangerous. Life-threatening even. That's why preparing for winter isn't just smart, it's survival. This year, experts are warning that the 2025 winter season could be unpredictable, and FEMA has already laid out exactly what you need to stay safe. Today we're diving into 15 FEMA-approved winter survival essentials, designed especially for people over 55. These aren't just suggestions. These are the things that will give you confidence, comfort, and peace of mind when the first snowstorm hits. Let's start with the most urgent item: food. You might think, well, I have groceries at home, I'll be fine. But here's the truth: when a storm rolls in, roads can turn to ice in minutes. Stores can shut down instantly, and even if they're open, shelves will empty fast. For seniors, this isn't just inconvenient, it's a real threat. That's why you need a dedicated stash of non-perishable food that can keep you going for at least a week, though 2 weeks is even better. Now, this isn't about fancy recipes or complicated meals. Think survival food that is simple, calorie-dense, and requires little to no cooking. Because when the power is gone, your stove and microwave won't help you. Canned soups, chili, vegetables, fruits and stews are lifesavers. And if sodium is a concern, go for low-salt options to protect your health and your water supply. Freeze-dried meals are another brilliant choice. They last decades and only need hot water, something you can prepare with a small camping stove. And don't underestimate the power of snacks. Protein bars, granola, nuts, dried fruit, peanut butter, these quick bites can keep your energy up and your spirits steady when the storm feels endless. Even comfort items like coffee, tea, or a few pieces of hard candy can make a huge difference in morale when the world outside feels frozen and hopeless. But food is only half the story. Let's talk about something even more critical: water. Here's a chilling fact: you can survive weeks without food, but only a few days without water. And in a winter storm, your water supply can vanish instantly if pipes freeze or pumps shut down during a blackout. The taps will stop running, and by then it's already too late. FEMA recommends at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. For a senior couple, that means 14 gallons minimum for just 1 week. And remember, this isn't just for drinking. You'll need it for hygiene, sanitation, even simple things like brushing your teeth. Water is the difference between calm survival and a full-blown emergency. So ask yourself right now, if the storm hit tonight, would you have enough food and water to get through a week without leaving your home? Picture this: the storm has raged for 2 days. The shelves at every store are bare, the taps have gone dry, and bottled water has vanished. What do you do then? Water isn't optional, it's survival. And the mistake most people make is assuming it will always be available. But in an emergency, it's the first thing to disappear. The truth is, storing water is simple, but it has to be done with intention. The best choice is sealed, commercially bottled water. It's purified, reliable, and safe to store if kept in a cool, dark place away from sunlight. Just remember, water itself doesn't expire, but plastic does. Over time, it can start to break down, which is why checking expiration dates is so important. If buying cases of bottled water isn't realistic for you, don't worry, you can create your own supply. All you need are food-grade containers and a little preparation. Sanitize the container first by mixing 1 teaspoon of unscented household bleach per quart of water, swish it thoroughly, rinse it clean, and then fill with fresh tap water. It's a small step that could save your life when pipes freeze or pumps fail. But here's the real secret to water security: you can't just rely on storage. You need a backup plan. Purification tablets or a portable water filter are non-negotiable. Imagine being able to turn melted snow or rainwater into safe drinking water. That's not just a convenience, it's renewable survival. With purification tools, your water supply never truly runs out. Now let's shift to another hidden danger: power. Electricity isn't just comfort, it's survival. For seniors especially, losing power can be devastating. Medical devices like CPAP machines, oxygen concentrators, and powered wheelchairs suddenly stop working. Communication cuts off, leaving you blind to weather alerts and unable to call for help. Your home goes dark, raising the risk of falls. And worst of all, the heat shuts off, making hypothermia a real threat. Waiting for the power company to fix it is not a survival plan.
It's gambling with your health. You need your own backup. A portable generator, especially solar-powered or battery-powered, can be a lifesaver.
Unlike gas models, these are safe indoors, quiet, and perfect for running essential medical equipment or keeping a refrigerator cold enough to protect life-saving medicines like insulin. Before buying one, know exactly what devices you need to run and how much power they use. This ensures your generator has the muscle to do the job. And don't overlook the small things. Stock up on multiple high-capacity power banks for your phones and tablets, because staying connected to loved ones and emergency services is critical. Keep fresh batteries for your flashlights, lanterns, and NOAA weather radio. Rotate them every 6 months so they don't fail you when you need them most. Think of your power plan like layers: a generator for big essentials like medical devices and refrigeration, plus smaller banks and batteries for communication and light. Together they create a safety net that keeps you in control even when the grid collapses. And while power and water may keep you alive, let's not forget something equally urgent: your health. A basic store-bought first aid kit won't cut it in a serious winter emergency. For seniors, the stakes are even higher. Stress alone can make existing conditions worse, and something as simple as a small cut, a bruise from a fall, or not being able to refill your prescription could spiral into a full-blown medical crisis. This is why your medical lifeline has to go far beyond Band-Aids. It needs to be customized to your body, your medications, and your unique health needs. And in the middle of a storm, when hospitals are overcrowded or unreachable, it could literally mean the difference between life and death. Imagine being trapped in your home during a storm, cut off from the outside world, with emergency services delayed for hours or even days. Your first aid kit isn't just a box of supplies, it's your personal temporary clinic when the real one is unreachable. This is not something to half-do or check off a list. You need a comprehensive, personalized medical kit that addresses your exact health needs. A generic kit with a few bandages and wipes is a gamble with your life. Your first step is to gather at least a 2-week supply of all prescription medications. Don't wait for a storm warning. Pharmacies may be closed or overwhelmed. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about getting an extra supply for emergencies. Next, think about over-the-counter medications. Pain relievers, fever reducers, anti-diarrhea medicine, laxatives, allergy medication, anything you might need for common ailments should be included. Then layer in the essential medical equipment. If you have high blood pressure, a battery-powered monitor is critical. Diabetics should stock extra test strips, lancets, and a backup glucose meter with batteries. Your kit also needs standard first aid supplies: sterile gloves, gauze pads, adhesive tape, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, hydrocortisone cream, tweezers, sharp scissors, and a digital thermometer. Every item should be organized, clearly labeled, and regularly inspected. In a winter emergency, your medical kit is not optional, it's your lifeline. Now let's talk about another silent killer in winter storms: the cold. When the power goes out, your home quickly loses heat, and temperatures can drop dangerously fast. For seniors, this is more than uncomfortable, it's life-threatening. Hypothermia can set in within hours, especially for those with circulation issues or slower metabolism. This isn't a situation where a couple of extra blankets will save you. You need dedicated survival clothing and blankets designed to retain body heat even without external warmth. Layering is key. Start with a base layer of thermal underwear made from wool or synthetic materials like polypropylene. Add a middle layer such as fleece or wool sweaters, and top it with an insulated outer layer if needed. Your extremities, head, hands, and feet, lose heat the fastest. A warm wool hat, insulated gloves or mittens, and thick wool socks are essential. Emergency blankets, like Mylar space blankets, are lightweight, compact, and extremely effective at reflecting body heat. High-quality wool or fleece blankets add another layer of protection. If you have a battery-powered heated blanket, that's excellent, but make sure you have a portable power source to run it. In a long winter outage, your ability to stay warm without electricity is a direct measure of your survival. The right clothing, blankets, and layered strategy can mean the difference between comfort and a life-threatening emergency. Finally, don't forget lighting. Darkness falls instantly during a power outage, transforming your familiar home into a disorienting, dangerous place. A robust, multi-layered lighting plan is not just convenient, it's essential for safety. Hall flash, lanterns, headlamps, and extra batteries ensure you can move safely, manage emergencies, and maintain a sense of normalcy even when the world outside is dark and frozen. Imagine the lights suddenly going out in the middle of a blizzard. One moment your home feels familiar. The next, every hallway, every step, becomes a minefield. The risk of falls, trips, and injuries skyrockets. Relying on your phone's flashlight is a short-sighted plan. It drains a battery you may desperately need for communication. Candles? Even worse. In a stressful, cluttered environment, they are a fire waiting to happen. This is why a deliberate, multi-layered lighting plan is not optional. It's essential. You need multiple, reliable light sources placed strategically around your home. Don't wait until the blackout to hunt for a flashlight. Modern LED flashlights and lanterns are your best bet. They shine brighter, last far longer, and use a fraction of the power compared to old bulbs. But don't just have one. Place one in the kitchen, one in the bathroom, one in your bedroom, and one in your central emergency kit. That way, a light source is always within reach. Batteries are critical too, but they won't last forever. Check and rotate them every 6 months, and keep extra stock on hand. For true redundancy, include non-battery dependent options, solar-powered or hand-crank flashlights and lanterns. These tools can provide light indefinitely, as long as you have sunlight or the energy to crank them. A quality hand-crank lantern can illuminate an entire room, giving you a sense of normalcy and safety that is psychologically vital during a prolonged outage. Headlamps are another smart investment. They keep your hands free to cook, organize your medical kit, or handle other tasks safely. Lighting alone isn't enough. When the power and cell service go down, your connection to the outside world disappears. TV screens go black, internet routers become useless, and smartphones are just paperweights once their batteries die. In this information vacuum, ignorance isn't bliss, it's dangerous. Without real-time updates, you won't know the storm's path, where damage has struck, or when emergency services will arrive. This is why a dedicated emergency radio is non-negotiable. Not some old AM Sulf FM relic, but a NOAA weather radio with public alert capability. These devices are your early warning system. They automatically activate when a hazardous weather alert or civil emergency is issued in your area, giving you crucial information before, during, and after the storm. The most reliable models are multi-powered, hand-crank solar panel, built-in rechargeable battery, and even the option for disposable batteries. With this redundancy, your emergency radio will never fail, no matter what. Just a few minutes of cranking can give you hours of listening time, keeping you informed and one step ahead of danger. Without one of these radios, you are effectively blind to the storm, cut off from guidance, and at serious risk. It is your lifeline, your only link to the outside world, and missing it is an oversight you cannot afford. Next, we move into health security, another critical layer of survival. Ensuring you have the right medical resources, medications, and strategies to maintain your health during a prolonged winter emergency is just as vital as water, power, and light. For many seniors, daily medication isn't optional, it's essential for life. Imagine being in the middle of a blizzard and suddenly realizing you're running out of your critical prescriptions. Roads are blocked, pharmacies have no power, and supply chains are disrupted. Waiting until the last minute to refill your pills is not just risky, it's dangerous. You must take control of your own health and plan ahead. Stockpile at least a 30-day supply of all essential prescription medications. Explain to your doctor or pharmacist that this is for an emergency preparedness kit and insist on an override if necessary. Having these medications on hand removes one of the biggest vulnerabilities during a crisis and gives you peace of mind. But prescriptions are only the start. Your medical kit needs to include over-the-counter remedies for common winter ailments. Think pain relievers like acetaminophen or ibuprofen, cough and cold medicine, decongestants, throat lozenges, antacids, allergy medications, or anti-diarrhea remedies. Remember, cold weather and stress can worsen health issues, so planning for them is critical. Temperature-sensitive medications, like insulin, add another layer of concern. A prolonged power outage can render your fridge useless, so have a plan to keep these medications cool. A small backup refrigerator, powered by a generator, or a quality cooler with ice packs, can be life-saving. Inspect your medical stockpile every 6 months, rotating out items approaching expiration.